I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Hi, I'm Luke Ryan for JoBlo.com and welcome to Top 5 Movie Mistakes. Whether it's the Avengers or whether it's Fantastic Four, in every movie, somewhere along the way, someone has screwed up. Avengers Infinity War blew audiences away in 2018 with a huge-scale superhero movie the likes of which had literally never been seen before, with an unbelievably great villain in Thanos, played with nuance and power by Josh Brolin, and bringing together some of the biggest superhero characters of all time in the same film and often in the same frame. In my humble opinion, it's one of the best pure comic book movies ever made, but not even the unification of all the Infinity Stones is enough to save this film from the dreaded movie mistake. So let's take a look at the top 5 errors in Avengers Infinity War. Number 5. In this sequence on Titan, we follow a heated discussion between Tony Stark, Peter Parker and the Guardians of the Galaxy over how best to tackle the incoming threat of Thanos. In this shot, Stark is talking to Starlord, turning his head to the side to meet his eyes. Pretty standard shot, right? Well, in the next cut, Tony is now looking straight ahead to look Starlord in the eyes, his body now in a different position. I guess there weren't many marks lying around on the green screen set to keep track of where people were supposed to be standing. Not a big deal, in fact it's not any kind of deal, but still, it's simple to avoid this kind of mistake. Number 4. Take a look at this quick scene from the film during the fight in New York and see if you can spot the continuity error.
Tony, you okay? How we doing? Good, man?
Really good. Really good. Do you plan on helping out?
I'm trying, you won't come out.
Timer.
Ah! Come on, Hulk. What are you doing to me? Come out. Come out. Come out. What do you mean, no?
Hey, man. What's up, Mr. Stark?
Kid, where'd you come from?
A field trip to Mama!
Did you spot it? The mistake comes when Bruce falls over following his difficulty to change into the Hulk. When he falls over, he has a little patch of mud on his shirt, but in the very next shot, he now has a much larger and thicker patch of mud on his shirt instead. Number 3. During the sequence in Scotland, when a handful of the Avengers are faced with Corvus and Proxima, take a look at this shot. In fact, I'll pause it. Can you see what's wrong with this image? I'll give you a second. Yeah. So, their shadows are different. I'll say it again. Their shadows are different. Proxima's shadow is in front of her, and Corvus's shadow is to his left. How did this happen? Surely there weren't two artists designated to only two fragments of this shot, unable to see the other half, right? There doesn't appear to be any drastically different lighting within the frame, and yet it comes across as two completely different shadows, both in angle and in depth, with Proxima's appearing much darker. I just don't get this one. Number 2. At the beginning of the film, when Peter's spidey senses perk up, he alerts his best friend Ned about the current danger. Take a look and keep your eye out for the mistake. Peter tries to get Ned's attention, he is listening to his headphones, which suddenly completely disappear. It's one thing when a digital character has a continuity error, but this is a tangible prop on a real actor. Where did the headphones go? Does it matter? No, but is it really that difficult to keep track of a pair of headphones? Number 1. In the entirety of Infinity War, there are actually 0 mistakes that involve Thanos because, well, he's the man. And one of my favourite moments of the film was the Thanos-Doctor Strange face-off. But sadly, Doctor Strange is actually involved in a fairly big mistake in Infinity War. And technically, so is Thanos if we count his hand changing positions on Thor's head at the beginning of the film, but moving on to the final mistake, Doctor Strange is battling in New York with Ebony Maw. Maw begins to tie Doctor Strange down, and note where Strange is standing, particularly his surroundings, next to a police car with a bike nearby also. When Maw begins to lift Strange off the street on a slab of cement, not only is the bike gone, but there is now a completely different car in its place, and on fire to boot. I really don't know how these things happen, but that's really it for Infinity War. Nothing too big on the mistakes front. In fact, before I leave you, here's a scene from the movie that perfectly represents how long I sat through the film at one point, looking for mistakes, only to find none.
Dude, how long have you been standing there?
An hour.
An hour?
Once again, I've been Luke Ryan for JoBlo.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.